Okay, Torah parallel or Torah concept in the New Testament, put on love. So Paul says, above all things, put on love, which is the bond of perfection in Colossians 3:14. He's drawing directly from the Torah's core covenant ethic. In fact, love is the single most explicit and repeated moral command in the 5 books of Moshe, and Paul is intentionally echoing it. So the Torah parallels to this concept. The first example is the foundational Torah command to love your neighbor in Leviticus chapter 19. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. And this is the direct Torah root of Paul's command. Love as covenantal loyalty, as ḥesed in the Torah. Deuteronomy 7, verse 9, God keeps covenant and steadfast love, his ḥesed, with those who love him. Deuteronomy chapter 10, love as the binding force for community, Paul's bond of perfection. Leviticus 19, 17 to 18. Do not hate your brother in your heart. Do not take vengeance. Do not bear grudges. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love expressed through justice and mercy. In Deuteronomy 10, God executes justice for the orphan and the widow and loves the stranger. The narrative models of love in the Torah we find in Genesis 45 and chapter 50. Joseph's actions embody covenantal love, forgiveness, provision, reconciliation. Love as the fundamental and the fulfillment of the Torah is what Paul wrote in Romans 13, verse 10. Love is the fulfillment of the Torah. Galatians 5:14, the whole law is fulfilled in one word. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. So Paul, his words, put on love, and the Torah parallels is put on love in Leviticus 19, the central Torah command to love your neighbor. Love is as the bond of perfection in Leviticus 19. Again, love binds community together, prevents hatred, vengeance, and grudges. Love is a covenantal loyalty. We read in Deuteronomy 7 and chapter 10. Love equals faithful obedience and relational loyalty. Love is expressed through justice. Deuteronomy 10 again. Love the stranger. Imitate God's compassion. Love through forgiveness, like Joseph in Genesis 45 and 50. Joseph's forgiveness is covenantal love. Again, this is how Paul taught Torah. The Torah has not passed away.